Welcome, dear students, to the lecture 29 of our ongoing course on basic civil engineering. Myself, Dhruv Saxena, your course constructor for this course. I'm currently posted as assistant professor at Engineering College Ajmer and pursuing my PhD from MNIT Jaipur. So, after a brief intro about myself, now let us move on to today's topics. So, in today's topics, we'll be discussing about some basic knowledge about soils and rocks, and then we'll be moving on to the brick masonry construction. What are the type of bricks, type of brick bonds that are used frequently as brick masonry? Okay. Now, first of all, let us start with type of soils. So, type of soils and rock which are used as foundation strata. Okay. So, soils can be classified into non-cohesive soils and cohesive soils. So, in cohesive soils, we have soils like clay, soils like silty clay. Basically, the soils which show cohesion. Now, what is cohesion? Cohesion is a property in which the soil particles are very fine, they are attached together, they show plastic behavior when moisture is introduced in them. Okay. You can see the difference between sand and clay. चिकनी मिट्टी जिसे बोलते हैं, काली मिट्टी जिसे बोलते हैं, और सैंड यानी बालू, मुर्रम. तो जो आपकी सैंड, बालू, ये सब हो गई है नॉन कोहेसिव सॉइल्स हो जाती हैं. एंड सॉइल्स लाइक सिल्टी क्ले, ब्लैक कॉटन सॉइल, ब्लैक सॉइल, बेंटोनाइट सॉइल्स, दीज आर कोहेसिव सॉइल्स. ओके. इसके बारे में ज्यादा डिटेल्स में अपन को पढ़ने की जरूरत पड़ेगी जब अपन सिविल इंजीनियरिंग के आगे के कोर्सेज जैसे कि जियो टेक्निकल इंजीनियरिंग स्टार्ट करेंगे. ओके. सो फॉर सिविल इंजीनियरिंग, अदर्स के लिए this is more than sufficient. Now next is about types of rocks. So basically there are three types of rocks. Definitely ये चीज आपने स्कूल टाइम में पढ़ी होगी that we classify the rocks into three types. One is igneous, one is sedimentary, and another one is metamorphic. Now it is based upon their origin, based upon their process of formation, we classify them. So just let's have a look. What are the basic definitions, basic examples and differences? So your igneous rocks are those rocks that are formed by cooling of magma. Magma, how does it come from or what it is? For example, our earth. If you can visualize the formation of earth, the topmost surface is the atmosphere and below it is the crust, top layer of the earth, and below it is the magma, that is the molten or pasty rocky material. This is commonly observed when it comes out in the form of volcanoes. So during volcanoes जो lava निकल के आता है, that is nothing but the magma that is present inside the earth. Now the rocks that are formed by the cooling of magma are known as igneous rocks. Basic examples are granite, basalt, and dolerite, etc. Okay. Next we have sedimentary rocks. So sedimentary rocks are the rocks that are formed by the deposition of production of weathering of pre-existing rocks. क्या मतलब है इसका? जो rocks पहले से exist कर रहे हैं, तो इस पे deposition हो, इस पे weathering हो. weathering से अपन क्या समझते हैं? weathering is like a process of breaking the rocks pre-existing. It breaks it physically, it breaks it chemically. Okay, how does it happen? See, it's not a very immediate process या कि बहुत छोटे टाइम का प्रोसेस नहीं है. It's a very long process. It takes a lot of time, thousands of years. So in that case, these rocks that are pre-existing, that are existing from before, due to weather changes, due to rainfall, dry seasons, and different climatic conditions, different type of reactions, different type of breaking, different type of weathering processes occur on the existing rocks. So because of it, what we get are the sedimentary rocks. Okay. Examples include gravel, sandstone, limestone, gypsum, lignite, and others. Next and the third classification is about the metamorphic rocks. These rocks are formed by the change in character of the pre-existing rocks. How it is formed? That igneous as well as sedimentary rocks, they change in character when they are subjected to high heat and pressure. This process of pressurizing heavily and under high heat due to maybe the location of these rocks is known as metamorphism. Okay, अगर आपसे कोई पूछे मेटामॉर्फिक रॉक्स कैसे डिफाइन करते हैं, सो द रॉक्स that have been into high pressure and high heat in the past are known as metamorphic rocks. What are some of the examples? Marble, slate, schist, quartzite, genesis. Okay, these are some of the classifications, their process of formation, and some of the examples. This will be more than sufficient again. To go in further detail, in the course of geology, engineering geology that comes in 3rd or 4th semester depending upon your university syllabus, you will study it in much detail if you are a student of civil engineering. Next, let us move on to the brick masonry concept. Now, how do we define a brick? Brick is basically a building unit which is in the form of a rectangular block. I hope everyone has seen brick at one point or another. Now, the length to breadth ratio is 2. You must have seen that the brick is in cuboid shape and the breadth to length ratio is 2. Okay. Next, what is masonry? So masonry is the construction of building unit when bonded together with mortar. So masonry में अपन building unit ले रहे हैं, that is a brick, or it may be a stone. In this case, it is a brick. And what is mortar? Mortar is a combination of cement, sand, and water. So when this paste is combined with the construction of this building unit, then we get a masonry. It might be used to create walls, it might be used to create arches, fences, etc. Next, how do we define brick masonry? So it is the art of laying the bricks in mortar in a proper systematic manner which gives it a homogeneous mass which can withstand forces without disintegration is called brick masonry. To explain it in much simpler words, you must have seen somewhere how bricks are laid. So bricks अपन ऐसा नहीं करते कि एक brick ली उसके ऊपर another brick रख दी simply and उसके ऊपर another brick रखते चले गए. We use that we use a concept. So let us say these are your 2 bricks. My 2 hands are your 2 bricks. So in one layer these bricks are aligned in one after another depending upon the design, and above the middle section such that half of the brick overlaps the half of the brick below it. We place it in such a way. Why it is placed in such a way? So that it can remain intact, it can be interlocked, and it can then withstand the forces that are coming from the top. The vertical forces that are coming on this wall can be transferred efficiently. अगर आप एक ब्रिक के ऊपर एक ब्रिक रखते चले जाएंगे and then another brick, then another brick, then another brick, then that structure or that brick masonry will not be very stable, will not be able to take the weights effectively. Okay, now the art of laying this brick is called as brick masonry. So in upcoming slides we will be seeing different types of brick masonry types, that is brick bonding types, that will be useful, okay, for understanding. Now let us see what is brick bond. So your brick bond are an essential part of wall structure. This is your brick bond, this is your mortar. The skilled labor is doing this work. These are your bricks that are placed above one another. You can see that these are not directly placed upon one of the other, but the junction point is used as a reference to place the another brick at the top of the layer. Next, brick is a standard sized weight bearing building unit. So what does it mean? That all the bricks must have a standard size, a standard weight. Now based upon it, these bricks are further classified into different types of bricks. For example, class 1 brick, class 2 brick, class 3 brick. Now this classification depends upon the strength that brick has. So there are various tests, various classifications. That is not of scope up to this basic civil engineering. That will be taught in the 3rd semester in the concept of building materials and construction. Next point regarding it is that several bricks are laid together. Okay, as you can see, several bricks we laid together. Then mortar. This mortar paste is placed on top of each of the brick layer to form a good bond. Okay, and these are laid to form a particular structure. Then there are different ways in which bricks are can be bonded, are termed as bonds. Okay, now these are some of the examples of different mortars, and this is a brick. So mortar may be of cement mortar, it may be a combination with lime, it may be a combination of both like cement lime mortar, or it may be a combination of lime and surkhi. Then we also have mud mortar. Now these lime surkhi, mud mortar, these were used in the older buildings in the medieval times, the buildings that have been constructed. You can see the forts and palaces. At that time, cement was not available, so these different techniques were used to paste. Even the use of rice husk has been seen in the ancient structures such as the Great Wall of China, in which the cementing material that has been used is the rice husk. Now, what are the different types of bricks? So, traditional bricks or standard bricks, क्या कुछ definitions, कुछ dimensions given है. आप इनको एक बार बस थोड़ा समझने की कोशिश करिए कि क्या लगभग रेशियो रहते हैं. नाउ एज अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ सिविल इंजीनियरिंग, बेसिक सिविल इंजीनियरिंग, you should be able to visualize based upon the length that is written. For example, if I ask you in a Viva session that how much or what do you understand by 1 feet or what do you understand by 30 centimeters, so by just a visual reference, you don't need to be exact, but you must be able to reproduce or show that how much is that particular dimension. So for example, I have this mobile phone. Now this mobile phone, how much will it be the length? How much is the breadth? So for example, in inches, if we say the breadth is around 2 inches, in terms of length, if we say the length is around the breadth in terms of centimeters, it is around 5 to 6 centimeters. Okay. So you should be able to convey to your examiner, to any of the person, that what units, what dimensions are we talking about. Why it is required? Because as a civil engineer, when we go into fields, we work as a work for construction work. At that time, various dimensions are used for various things. So if you are not clear with the visualization of the same, it will be difficult for you, as you might not be able to measure each and everything by scale at all the times. So a simple task for you, wherever you are sitting in the room or in a hall or at any place you are sitting right now, just look around yourself. You must be seeing some walls. There will be a roof. So try to analyze what is the height of the roof. It may be, you should calculate it in feet and meters. You can put it down in the comment box. Let us see that how much your visualization is regarding the dimensions length. So for example, in the room that I am sitting, the height of this room is around 10 to 12 feet. Okay. And in terms of meter, it might be around 3 to 4 meters. Okay. So this is how you visualize, you see different things. Now coming back to the topic of about the size of a traditional brick. So the length of a traditional brick is around 20 to 25 centimeters. Now consider this again mobile phone as a brick. So the length is around 20 to 25 centimeter for a brick. The width is around 10 to 13 centimeters and the thickness is again 5 to 7.5 centimeters. This is for a brick. I'm not having a brick right now, so I can't show using that. I'm showing using a mobile phone. Now the commonly adapted nominal size is 23 by 11.4 multiplied by 7.6 centimeters. Okay. So many of the times examiners ask this question in Viva mostly. So you should remember it. Next, another type of brick is a modular brick, which follows a BIS code. Okay, these BIS code are created by Government of India. This is for building materials, buildings, various code. So the nominal size is around 20 by 10 by 10 centimeters, and the actual size is 19 by 19 by 9 by 9 centimeter. 20 is your length, 10 is your breadth, and 10 is your thickness. Okay. Now, there is a difference between the actual size of the brick and what is this nominal size? This we need to understand. For this, let me draw a simple diagram. So let us say this is your brick. Okay, the length Actual size is 19 by 9. Okay, now this is your actual size. Okay, now what is this nominal size? You can see the difference of 1 centimeter in each of the dimension. So in this respect, let us try to understand why there is a difference of 1 centimeter. This is because when we place the bricks one after another, for example, I am placing another brick here, then another brick is placed here, and maybe another brick is laid here. Okay, just I am drawing just 5 bricks for a clear example. Okay, and this continues on the other sides also. Now why this size increase is observed? What is nominal size? See, nominal size is the size when we take into account the mortar that is filled in between these bricks. There will be a mortar paste, combination of cement, sand and water. It is filled in between as a cementing or a pasting material. So we consider the thickness of this also as nominal size. Now एक क्वेश्चन आपके दिमाग में आएगा कि ऐसा क्यों? Why nominal size? Should we remember why actual size? What is this use? See, the nominal size should be kept in mind because when we estimate that for a particular building construction, what will be the number of bricks or what will be the area covered? So we need to estimate the number of bricks required or the area covered by those bricks. So if we consider this actual size, then the actual area of the wall, depending on based upon the actual area of wall, the number of bricks required will increase. So that will be an inefficient process, no uneconomical process. You will be having excess of bricks that are not required. So we take into account this mortar also at the very same time, and we choose nominal size while calculation and estimation of these things. Again, this estimation part is not under our scope of basic civil. This is a part of quantity surveying and valuation which comes in 4th semester of civil engineering. Okay, at that time you are desired to understand various types of estimates of a building, how things are estimated, how we quantify things, how we quantify the rates for a particular thing. So there are a lot of things. Okay, next we have manufacturing of clay bricks, how they are manufactured. So firstly, what is the material that is used? It is clay. Okay, now firstly we prepare the earth. We are preparing the earth, we are molding it. This is the process of molding. Then we dry these bricks. Okay, after the process of molding, how do we prepare? We prepare using a certain amount of water is added into the clay so that it becomes soft and so that we can mold it. Then we dry it. Okay, after it is burning. We put it in big furnaces where it is burned, and finally we get the final product, that is the bricks. Okay, final bricks by burning is done. You must have studied it in the school time also. Now बहुत ही सिंपल वर्ड्स में आपको बोलूं, सो क्ले ब्रिक एज इन दिस केस इज वेरी लूज. सो इसको ट्रीट किया जाता है, ट्रीटमेंट किया जाता है. दिस ट्रीटमेंट इज अगेन आउट ऑफ द स्कोप of this course, that's why I'm not going much in detail. Okay, so for now you should remember the steps. What are the steps? What do you understand by these steps? And what is the sequence? Then what are the different products that we get after each of the process? Okay, so this is about manufacturing of these clay bricks. Now what are some of the tests or field tests that we perform on a brick in the field? Suppose you are this engineer. Okay, you need to check the quality of the brick. So some of the examples include that. First is your dimension test. You can use a scale to take dimensions, that what are the different dimensions of bricks. Okay, next there is a drop test. So in this drop test, you drop the brick from a certain height, and if it breaks, then you see that the quality is not really good. Next is a scratch test and a sounding test. In the scratch test, you scratch the brick using a sharp object. Now, based upon the results, you again classify the brick into a particular type. Next, we have the sounding test. What is the soundness test? When the two bricks, like in this case, when two bricks are struck, okay, from for one another, we hear a metallic sound. If it is a metallic sound, then it is a good brick. But if it gets broken, then it is a bad quality brick. Okay. Now these are some of the classifications that I mentioned earlier. These are based upon the compressive strength and the surface features, and then the different type of material that are used, then quality of these bricks. Okay. So first class bricks, second class bricks, third class, and fourth class. So the first class bricks, these are table molded. Then the surface and edges, this surface and this edge, these are having sharp, square, and smooth areas. Okay. Then these are well burnt. That means they have been placed adequately in the burning furnace. They have uniform texture. They have metallic ringing when they are struck together. Now these are used when the desire is of superior work quality. Then we have second class brick. Now these are ground molded bricks. The surfaces are rough, as you can see in this image, and the quality of the bricks is again very inferior to the first class. Then we have third class brick. Now these surfaces and edges are very rough, as you can see in this image. They do not create any metallic sound. Then they are used for temporary and unimportant structures. Then we have fourth class bricks. Now these bricks are overburnt. That means they have been placed excessively in the burning furnace. Their shape is irregular. They have a dark color because of excessive burning. Then where are these used? These are used in foundations as road material. These are used in floors. Okay. So there are different classifications based upon quality of their bricks and different use cases. So you should keep it in mind about these different points when it is asked in your university exam, so you are able to write them. Okay. Now, what are the uniqueness of brick masonry? Why it is used? Why other materials are not used? So firstly, it provides resistance to fire. It has a uniform size. It is very durable. Then workability is good. Anyone with good skills, minimum skills, can lay these bricks. Then it is economical in comparison to other type of masonry such as stone masonry or other things. So this is economical. So these are some of the unique points about the brick masonry. So keep this is also in mind. This is one of the favorite questions of examiners. Okay. Now here I have listed the qualities of good bricks. So the size and shape should be uniform. Bricks should give a clear metallic ringing sound. They should have a bright, homogeneous, and it should be free from voids. There should not be any voids inside the brick. Then it should be well burnt and it should possess sharp edge. Then the color of the bricks should be uniform and bright. Then these bricks should be sufficiently hard with no impression on the left, should be left on the brick surface when scratched with a fingernail. Then 7 point is that bricks should have crushing strength above 5.5 Newton per mm square. This is Newton per mm square. That means that at 5.5 Newtons per mm square, if the load is applied on these bricks, after exceeding this load, this brick should fail in crushing. That means, for example, this is your brick. So if we apply a compressive load from the top, let us say this is your load application. So if this is 5.5 Newton per millimeter square or more, then the brick should fail in crushing. After it, brick will collapse, it will crush, it will fail in compression. Okay. Next we have that the bricks should not break when it is dropped from a height of 1 meter. So this is your drop test. I have already explained it. Then the next point is that bricks should not absorb more than 20% by weight of water when soaked in cold water for 24 hours. क्या मतलब है इसका कि ब्रिक को अगर अपन ठंडे पानी में डुबा के रखते हैं, so एब्जॉर्प्शन होगा पानी का बिकॉज इट इज मेड अप ऑफ क्ले सॉइल. सो कितना एब्जॉर्प्शन अलाउड है? दैट इज 20% बाय वेट. एब्जॉर्प्शन शुड इज ओनली अलाउड, नॉट मोर देन दैट. ओके, सो द ब्रिक्स शुड नॉट हैव एनी डिपॉजिट्स ऑफ वाइट सॉल्ट्स व्हेन अलाउड टू ड्राई इन शेड. इसका मतलब है कि इसमें कोई मिनरल्स नहीं होने चाहिए, सॉल्ट्स नहीं होने चाहिए जो कि बाहर निकल के आ जाए व्हेन इट इज ड्राइड. ओके, so these are some of the qualities of good bricks. I will share this PPT with you in the Telegram group, so you can take these crisp notes for writing your answers. Now, what are the advantages of brick masonry? अभी अपन ने पढ़े advantages of brick, quality control of brick. So advantages include that the brick masonry is cheaper. They are of uniform size. They are very workable. You can see people can easily work with them. They don't need any dressing. ड्रेसिंग से क्या समझते हैं? जैसे अपन अगर स्टोन से काम करते हैं, स्टोन की मशीनरी यूज करते हैं, सो वी नीड टू कट द शार्प एजेस, वी नीड टू मेक इट ऑफ अ यूनिफॉर्म साइज दैट स्टोन. तो उसकी ड्रेसिंग करनी पड़ती है, मतलब उसको एक यूनिफॉर्म शेप में लाना पड़ता है सो दैट वी कैन यूज इट एज अ मशीनरी मटेरियल. नाउ दैट नीड्स अनदर लेबर टू डू इट्स ड्रेसिंग, सो उसमें और खर्चा आता है. देन ब्रिक्स आर वेरी लाइट इन वेट. They don't have any complicated lifting devices which are not required. Laborers can directly they can directly lift them. Then there is no problem to its availability. There is a lot of availability across the world for bricks, but the stones are not very much available across the world for construction of buildings. Next, they do not require transportation for long distances. You can place or you can get the bricks from a nearby furnace or nearby site, construction or industry. Then brickwork can be done by the less skilled laborers also. Okay. Next is bonding strength is very good and brickwork is more durable in comparison to other types of masonries. Next, what are the different types of courses and closures? So क्लोजर से क्या समझते हैं? दैट इट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल समझने की जरूरत है कि ब्रिक कैसे ले की जाती है. सो ब्रिक मैंने आपको बताया एक के ऊपर एक ले नहीं करते. तो जब आप एक के ऊपर एक ब्रिक को ले नहीं करोगे, सो देयर विल बी अ डिमांड एट द एंड जहां पे आपकी वॉल कंप्लीट नहीं होगी. जस्ट आई विल शो विद अ सिंपल ड्रॉइंग. सो जस्ट अ सेकेंड. Let us say these are your bricks. You are laying, this is your one layer, this is your one course. Okay, this is your one course. Now on the top of it you are laying another course. Okay, now आप देख सकते हैं इसके नीचे भी दूसरे कोर्सेज होंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट मी ड्रॉ the courses that will be present at the bottom also. So this is how maybe you are laying the bricks. ये आपकी wall की outer dimensions हैं. Now you can see that there is some area which is left out. क्या आप इसको खाली छोड़ देंगे? नहीं. You will fill bricks into this also. Now to fill the bricks in this blue area, you need to cut them in some specific shapes. Okay, you need to cut them in some specific shape. So for this example, you will cut it in half and you will place the half brick here. You will place the another half of the brick here. Similarly, half brick will be placed here and half brick will be placed here. Now, I hope it is clear. आगे बढ़ते हैं. So अब ये सारी चीजें क्या है? क्वीन क्लोजर, किंग क्लोजर, then 3/4 bat, half bat, quarter bat. Where are these used? So डायग्राम से ये तो क्लियर होगा कि ब्रिक कहां से कट करिए, कितनी कट करिए, यूज कहां है. सो जैसे देखिए इधर मैंने ये पैटर्न एक फॉलो किया है ब्रिक मैसनरी ले करने के लिए, ये पैटर्न. सो सिमिलरली देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ बॉन्डिंग पैटर्न्स विच आर यूज्ड इन कंस्ट्रक्शन प्रैक्टिस. सो अब डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ बॉन्डिंग पैटर्न्स होंगे तो डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ डिमांड्स होगी एट द एंड्स और मे बी एट द सेंटर. So in that case, we use these different types of closures. So for example, queen closure. What is queen closure? It is a brick that is cut half down its length. क्या मतलब है इसका? ये brick है आपकी, ठीक है. इस ब्रिक को लेंथ के अबाउट हाफ कट करके आपने प्लेस किया है। देन दिस इज योर क्वार्टर क्लोजर इन विच आपका अगेन इस तरीके से कट हुआ है। देन दिस इज योर 3/4, यानी कि 3/4 ऑफ दिस ब्रिक हैज बीन कट। दिस इज योर स्प्लिट। देन दिस इज योर किंग क्लोजर इन विच a edge or a corner of a brick is cut in such a fashion. Okay, different type of requirement के हिसाब से different type of cuttings की जाती हैं, different type of closures provide किए जाते हैं. So you need to remember what are these different types of closures and what do we understand by it, और ये किधर से cut किया जाता है. Now king closure is a brick that is cut at corner as shown here. Then 3/4 bat, it is cut to 3/4 to its length. Half bat is a brick cut in half across its width. This is the example of your half bat. Or okay. Next is your quarter bat. It is a brick cut out to its quarter of its length. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let us move ahead. Now, what are the different terminologies that are used to showcase the orientation of the bricks? So, सबसे पहले आता है कि क्या मतलब है इसका ओरिएंटेशन ऑफ ब्रिक्स. इसका मतलब है कि ब्रिक्स किस तरीके से अपन प्लेस कर रहे हैं, किस तरीके से ब्रिक को आप रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं. सो फॉर एग्जांपल फर्स्ट वन इज स्ट्रेचर. सो स्ट्रेचर ओरिएंटेशन इज व्हेन द ब्रिक इज लेड विद इट्स नैरो साइड एक्सपोज्ड. फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज योर ब्रिक. So this is your stretcher face. Okay, this is your stretcher. This is your stretcher. Then header. For example, if I take a 3D drawing of the same brick, then this part is your header. Okay, ये जो width और height का जो area cover कर रहा है ये brick, this is defined as header. Next we have soldier, a brick laid vertically with long narrow side of the brick exposed. You can see here. अगर brick को अपन इस तरीके से lay करते हैं, then this is your soldier. And sailor is when a brick laid vertically with broad face of the brick exposed. It means when the brick का जो broader face है, it is exposed. This is your sailor and this is your soldier. Soldier में thin face exposed रहता है, सेलर में ब्रॉडर फेस एक्सपोज रहता है. नाउ दीज आर अगेन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस दैट मे बी आस्क्ड इन योर वाइवा, मे बी इन कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशंस, मे बी इन योर यूनिवर्सिटी. सो यू शुड बी वेल versed with what are the different orientations, what are the meanings of these different terminologies that we are using. Secondly, it will be useful to understand the different type of bonds that are used in brick masonry. So again, these are different types of closures. I will not be going in detail. You can see it from the PPT. I have already explained many of them, the major ones that are used. Okay. Now, this is a type of a typical example of a elevation of a brick wall masonry. Okay. Now, these are different terminologies that are used. For example, see how the bricks are laid. Bricks are laid in such a fashion that their length is visible to us. So, this is defined as your stretcher course. Okay, this is your stretcher course, and on the lower layer of it is your header course. That means just see this example. This is your stretcher course in which the stretcher faces are visible on the outer side, and at the next course, this is your one course, this is your another course. Okay, now all the alternate course you have placed the bricks such that their header is visible on the out face. Okay, this is the typical arrangement. This we understand. Okay, I hope now this is clear and this has been understood that this is your header course, this is your stretcher course. Again एक बार explain करता हूँ कि stretcher course से अपन क्या समझते हैं. Stretcher course वो टाइप ऑफ लेइंग है जिसमें ब्रिक्स को लेंथ वाइज अपन ले करते हैं पर्टिकुलर कोर्स में, और ऑल्टरनेट कोर्स में अगर अपन हेडर कोर्स दे रहे हैं, इसका मतलब है कि जो उसका हेडर फेस है, दैट इज द ब्रेड्थ टू डेप्थ वाला जो फेस है, इट इज ऑन द आउटर साइड ऑफ द वॉल. सो दिस इज योर हेडर कोर्स. ओके, नाउ दिस इज योर वर्टिकल जॉइंट. दीज आर प्लेस्ड एट मल्टीपल लोकेशंस. देन दिस इज योर क्वीन क्लोजर. क्वीन क्लोजर अभी मैंने डिफाइन किया था. सी हाउ इट इज यूज्ड. It is used, why it is used? It is used in between so that the joint, the vertical joint is not above any another vertical joint. ये जो vertical joint है, this should be above the middle of a brick. ठीक है, आई होप इट इज क्लियर. क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है? जिससे एक अच्छा बॉन्डिंग मिले और वर्टिकल जॉइंट्स एक के ऊपर एक प्लेस ना करें अपन, क्योंकि उससे बॉन्डिंग अच्छी नहीं मिलती, जो लोड का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है वो इफेक्टिव नहीं रहता उतना. ओके, नेक्स्ट, दीज आर योर रैकिंग बैक्स. ये अगेन दीज टर्म्स आर नॉट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बट दीज things that these terms that are used in these areas are very important. You should remember it. Okay. आगे चलते हैं. So what are different type of bonds that are used in brick masonry? So सबसे पहला एग्जांपल लेते हैं स्ट्रेचर बॉन्ड का. In this stretcher bond, all the bricks in all the courses are laid in such a fashion that their stretcher face is visible on the outer side of the wall. I hope it is clear. Their stretcher face is visible on the outside of the wall. This is your stretcher bond. And similarly, if all the bricks are laid in which the headers are visible on the exterior side of the wall, for example, all the bricks are placed in such a fashion, then this is your header bond. Then next is your English bond. In English bond, one course is made up of stretcher faced outside. Okay, one course is of stretcher faced bond, another one is your header bond. The alternate courses are of headers faced outside, and the other alternate courses are of stretchers that are faced on the outer side. Then the fourth major important one is your Flemish bond. Now these Flemish bond, we can see the example here. In this Flemish bond, in a single course, we use stretcher bond, stretcher face and header face alternatively. एक स्ट्रेचर का ब्रिक लगाया आपने स्ट्रेचर फेसिंग से और एक हेडर फेसिंग से ब्रिक लगाया. सो दिस इज योर बेसिक डेफिनेशन ऑफ फ्लेमिश बॉन्ड, इंग्लिश बॉन्ड, हेडर बॉन्ड एंड स्ट्रेचर बॉन्ड. दिस इज योर स्ट्रेचर बॉन्ड. These are other types of bonds that are available, but we don't use it very commonly. But these are some of the 4 typical major mostly used brick masonry types bonds. ठीक है, बाकी भी आप याद रखिए. In case a question comes in a university exam, then you should keep in mind Dutch bond, raking bond, then brick on edge bond, English cross bond, facing bond, and सिर्फ 10 या 10 type of bonds नहीं है. Type of bonds are even more, but again they are not very commonly used. They are very rarely used, depending upon the desire of the client or your for whom you are building that particular building. इसमें एक और चीज मैटर करती है, that how much your labor is skilled. अगर आपकी लेबर ज्यादा स्किल्ड नहीं है तो वो फ्लेमिश बॉन्ड नहीं बना पाएगी. it requires a skilled labor, but आपकी जैसे लेबर बहुत ही पुअरली स्किल्ड है, then you can use any of the stretcher bond, header bonds. Okay, these are simple to lay. एक के ऊपर एक आपको एक ही तरीके से आपको ले करनी होती है ब्रिक्स. ओके, सो these are some of the examples. और एक बेसिक लेआउट देख लेते हैं, एक डिटेल लेआउट देख लेते हैं कि कैसे स्ट्रेचर बॉन्ड प्लेस करते हैं. यू कैन सी हियर all these stretchers faced bricks are placed such that the vertical joint के ऊपर वाले कोर्स में और वर्टिकल जॉइंट के नीचे वाले कोर्स में वर्टिकल जॉइंट शुड बी इन सच अ फैशन दैट द मिडल ऑफ दिस ब्रिक इज अबव इट. ओके, आप देख सकते हैं किसी भी वर्टिकल जॉइंट के ऑल्टरनेट कोर्स में उसके जस्ट ऊपर दूसरा वर्टिकल जॉइंट प्लेस्ड नहीं है. दिस इज टू एंश्योर दैट बॉन्ड इज डेवलप्ड प्रॉपरली. ओके, द स्ट्रक्चरल लोड इज ट्रांसफर्ड in a well efficient fashion. Next, this is a stretcher bond. Same. Now this is an example of different views of a stretcher bond. So ये आप isometric view देख सकते हैं, इसमें सबसे clear रहेगी image आपके लिए understanding के लिए. This is your top view. Okay, this is your front view or the elevation. ठीक है. Next आगे चलते हैं header bond. So here you can see all the headers are placed in all the courses, and again it has been taken care that the vertical joints don't come above one or another. Okay, now it is used for round quick sweeps. It should never be used in straight work as it is very weak. It is weak, मतलब structurally weak रहता है ये. Now this bond is used for facing of curved surfaces and footings in foundations. ठीक है, तो ये इसका use case है. This is your example of header bond. See, all the headers are placed and these are your closures. Identify करिए कि किस टाइप का closure है ये. अभी अपन ने पढ़ा है. This is your again isometric view of header. आप देख सकते हैं कि इसकी वॉल की थिकनेस बढ़ जाती है हेडर बॉन्ड में, क्योंकि आप हेडर जब प्लेस करेंगे तो ये जो थिकनेस है दैट इट्स नॉमिनल साइज विल बी 20 सेंटीमीटर फॉर दिस वॉल, whereas in the case of stretcher bond the nominal thickness of this wall will be 10 centimeters. I hope it is clear. आगे चलते हैं English bond. So English bond bricks when they are laid in alternate courses of headers and stretchers. Next, there is a chance of penetration of damp through transverse joints. Damp मतलब कि moisture आने की chances रहते हैं. So queen closures are inserted next to headers to produce this overlap. Okay, these are the strongest. English bonds are the strongest. Okay, it is important that vertical joints are to be avoided. मतलब continuously vertical joints नहीं आने चाहिए. It should be avoided. And appearance is not as good as Flemish bond. आप ये देख सकते हैं कि Flemish bond दिखने में या visual appearance में ज्यादा pleasing है, ज्यादा अच्छे हैं, but the English bond have a good strength. ये क्वेश्चन मल्टीपल टाइम्स डिफरेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव एग्जाम्स में आ चुका है, कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स में आता रहता है. इट हैज आस्क्ड वेरी फ्रीक्वेंटली इन योर वाइवास आल्सो, सो प्लीज टेक अ नोट ऑफ दिस. ओके, दिस इज एग्जांपल ऑफ योर इंग्लिश बॉन्ड. नेक्स्ट अपन चलते हैं फ्लेमिश बॉन्ड में, इन विच द बॉन्ड हैज वन स्ट्रेचर बिटवीन हेडर्स. आप देख सकते हैं एक स्ट्रेचर है, फिर हेडर है, फिर स्ट्रेचर, हेडर, स्ट्रेचर एंड सो ऑन. दिस लुक्स विजुअली वेरी गुड है, बट स्ट्रेंथ के मामले में इंग्लिश बॉन्ड से कमजोर है एंड इट रिक्वायर्स अ स्किल्ड लेबर. ओके, now this is again typical different layouts, different views for a Flemish bond. You can see that here in this plan, in this top view, that the thickness of the brick wall is further increased. You can see that the thickness of the wall is now 1.5 brick thick. यानी कि इसकी thickness 1.5 times a brick thickness wall हो गई है, यानी कि around इसकी nominal size 30 सेंटीमीटर चली गई है. ठीक है, in case of English bond it is 1 brick thick. Then this is your Sussex bond. You can see that this bond has 3 stretchers between every header. Not very important, but you should remember the names. Then garden wall bond, it is used for 9-inch walls, used when a fair face is required on both sides. So that's all for today. Today we discussed various types of brick masonry. We discussed various types of bricks based upon their classification on compressive strengths. Then we discussed different types of procedures that are used for construction of clay bricks. Okay, so that's all for today. We have covered a lot in the different components of buildings. Next we'll be moving on to some newer concepts in basic civil engineering. I hope you liked today's lecture. Now please subscribe to this channel so that you get timely notifications, and if you like the lecture, please hit the like button also. It motivates me to create better slides, better lectures for you. So that's all for today. Keep safe, take care of yourself and your families. Okay, bye.